Maraj Peritaniel, I wish to speak to you of my vision. What is it, Samrat? What have you seen? Kali has sent me a vision. I am certain that it is true. Of a wave of blood and steel from the north. Of a power, possibly the only power in the known world that rivals Lohara. Do not worry about such visions. Oftentimes they are poetic or historic in nature. I am certain that my vision is true. Then I recommend you pray for guidance. Hello and welcome, connoisseurs of Crusader Kings 3, friends of the channel and newcomers alike. We are here for the very first time with Samrat Somnath of the Lohara Empire. So we have a big problem. We have a ton of big problems. We have everything to fix. Everything's got to be fixed. We're going to start here with this. He's got 2 learning perks. I don't know where he got those from. That's pretty cool, though. He must have done something to get those, but I don't know what it was. Maybe he traveled or something. There are tons of learning spots in this region, after all. But we're not going to do that. Well, we are going to do that, but I think we're going to start by putting him on control growth here. We could go for the straight strategy focus. He is going to probably finish his gallantry, though. We're going to select that right away, which will allow us to buy these. We're going to pick up scientific and pedagogy of the things that he has immediately available. I think that's what's best for him. He makes a lot less money than his dad, so he's probably going to end the period of development here. We need a council. And sadly, I'm going to have to take another wife. She has been a great wife to him. She's given him a beautiful son and a truly beautiful and brilliant daughter. But she can't help him around the house because she has her own territory, which is not a big deal. It's going to make her unhappy, though. What we want to do instead is we want to pick somebody who can give him stewardship, like her. An older woman is probably better because we don't want to produce children from somebody who doesn't have traits. So she'll be great. Maybe she'll have 1 kid for him, which would be good. Perfectly fine. And then we'll bring her in. And we will make her the primary wife, which will actually make her quite upset, but there's not much we can do about that. So let's set our positions here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 powerful vassals, meaning that our next most powerful vassal must be a child. Doesn't feel great. The highest stewardship we have is a 13. The highest spy master we have, the highest intrigue we have is a 12. I would rather have a somewhat low steward than have a somewhat low spy master, especially at the beginning, because he knows full well from his father's experience that he's likely going to be targeted a bunch. So put the diplomat there. So we'll put this guy here. That allows us to put this 13 as our second steward here. We can then put the 20 as marshal. This woman we are going to sway. And then hopefully change her mind. Because friendship is part of our culture, we can use friendship just like every other ruler has to fix these things too. Then we're going to take our best. Maybe it should be our uncle? He's not quite as good, but he's more powerful and more important. Now that we put our uncle into the position, let's see if he will accept the alliance. Good. Good, 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 good. I want him as an ally. I also want all my brothers as allies, so we might as well do that right away. We could... I mean, she does have a good trait. We could do this. This actually feels like a really, really good alliance. Yes, 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 yes. We're not likely to get a perfect child. But we are likely to get a very good one. I think we're going to do this. I might let one of these 9s become a knight. In other words, force them. Because they might get better. Right? Was it this guy? Yes, because they might get better in their position. And if they get better, I mean, he's only a 10, right? It's not like... At least it'll keep it from falling into oblivion, which is not what we want to do, because we don't want to have to spend the prestige on that if we can avoid it. We have lost the ability to hold as big units by a whole 1 point from what we used to be able to. Hopefully we can make up with that for that pretty fast. I really don't know whether or not this Somnath is going to give up on his dad's plan to build that mine. He'll probably move to military techs first, which I think makes a lot of sense for him. It is definitely what I have in my mind. He has belched. I can't afford to lose that much opinion from my court chaplain. This is gonna degrade my court, though. I think I have to do it. Sucks, though. I think him liking me more is not worth... We lose it anyway. So at 305 gold, there's still a lot more stuff we gotta do. We gotta go down here, and we want to place people in charge that we trust. We have to get rid of 4 of the domains down here. We're gonna keep this. This is the county capital. We're gonna keep it mostly because it's the most developed. Also, I think we have archers here or something, so we don't want to give this up. We're going to start here. We're going to see if we can find any Ishmaeli people who are nice and liking of us to give this to. We're going to go over here, and just to make this a little bit easier, we're going to say not Hindu. I've got lots. This guy here has no other titles. Him. Sure, we'll grant it to this guy. That fixes us almost. I think that's why we picked somebody with such a high stewardship, because this should fix everything. We don't actually need to stress down right now, so we're not going to take the penalty for that for right now. He hasn't picked... I think he's going to go on a pilgrimage before he picks that. Let me see. Feudal favoritism. So my brother wants to know why I gave a title to this guy, my brother who literally lives on the other side of the universe. Because it's too far away for you to manage, you foolish child. Yeah, of course, but that's silly. I have good reasons. It's obvious that I do. Okay, so she needs to be made the primary wife. I mean, it's obvious I have good reasons. He's on the other side of the galaxy. Also, I want this region ruled by people whose religions match the local region, because I think that that's good for unity. Now let's go to our council. There she is. Now I need to change her to manage domain. That clarifies that. Good. Looking at our council now, we're going to end development and we're going to go into... Actually, let's check that before we do it. How much longer is it going to be? So let's look at the development here. It's 1.8, which is a handful of months. We're going to let that finish. You know, let him finish his projects before he starts focusing on income to support our future wars. We do need further stabilization period to take place before any wars are really seriously considered. But I am going to immediately go on a pilgrimage. I hope I can afford it. Pious pilgrimage. Of course, to the temple that my father rebuilt. We have this guy who's excellent. So we'll put him in there. We will, of course, take the free train knights. We don't really need to take the superior amounts, but we might as well, you know? I don't want to give the impression that we're trying to get this done fast, but we are to a degree trying to get it done fast. If I customize routes on the way home, if I go to here, does that put it over? It doesn't. So that's it. Simple pilgrimage. Set it on it immediately. So that knight, this knight just got improved. Nice. He's now a 10. Oh, jeez. Like 1 second after he yeah. Wow. That happened. Okay. Who can we put in here? We got this 9. We got this 10. Nobody. This 8. He's our caravan master. We can put our nephew in. I think we might put our nephew in. In spite of the fact he's not a great soldier, I think that our opinion about the not great soldier thing is quite different. Unlike the predecessors who tried to make sure that people who didn't qualify to be soldiers were kept out of the army so that they wouldn't, you know, become injured. Our opinion is that if they are at all suitable, they should join, because joining will teach them how to be better warriors, and that is a benefit to everybody. So let's just do this. We do want to make sure that there's nobody's avoiding their duty. Now, he's young for it, but we're going to do what we usually do, which is we're going to give the weapon that we don't use. We have a 43. We're probably going to use the spear because I think it's just better. There's so much to do, and we're like skipping steps here. We have this Lohara mace, of course, so we're going to repair it. It's going to cost all the money we have. Maybe we should get rid of the junk we're never going to use again. Is there any junk in here that we're never going to use again? I don't think there is, actually. No, this all looks pretty right. So we're going to give our son the mace. It should increase his chance of surviving any incidents where there's fighting that happens. And I think we need to go into the court, and we need to decide what everything is. So we're going to go to our artifacts, and we're going to do something a little unusual, something that I don't often do, but I think is correct to do in this circumstance, which is we are going to... that's not what we want. Court artifacts. We're going to get rid of the house banner because it doesn't matter. We're going to replace it with the dynasty banner, which is for all intents and purposes the same. Then we're going to go over here, and we're going to put on one of our 2 good tapestries. We have this one, which gives us 0.6 per night. We have 10 nights at 0.06. That's actually 0.6. That's a huge amount of prestige. So we're going to take this and put it up. And check and make sure we have the right book. Yes, we have the martial book. I don't know if we're ever going to use that stewardship experience, but we got it if we ever want it. We have the statue up. Let's see what kinds of stuff we have that we'll never use. I'm going to sort this by this Kiri. This is never going to go back up. So we're just going to break that to help with our fund problem. Anything else in here? We're keeping the books so we can sort between them, because they all have at least a little bit of some kind of good experience. And the blue stuff can't be broke. So that's it. So breaking that house banner is basically our way of saying that the house and the dynasty are the same. The other houses probably won't appreciate that, but they can deal. We should actually... we gotta do stuff with our courtiers. We have so much to do. This is such a huge and important life. We need to fill positions that aren't filled, right? We need an antiquarian. My half-sister, this 17-year-old, though, she's good. My sister, and she'll probably get better in time, maybe? So we'll put her in. The caravan master and doctor are the same person, which is really great. Anybody else that we need right now? Royal architect, court jester. Do we have anybody who can be a royal architect? We do. My wife would be a good one. I don't think we're gonna do that right now, though. He's not that great. If we dropped him a weapon, though, we could do it. I mean, he's good. I think we're gonna make our nephew be our personal champion. I like that idea. And we have arrived at the pilgrimage location. Gaining learning lifestyle experience, because of course we do. Always do. Always do. Let's speed this up. I have walked the holy path. I am now a pilgrim. You've gained the trait pilgrim, which is excellent. We need to decide, how much are we going to pursue our wars? Are we going to go west, north, or south? A pilgrim puts down a votive doll before the altar, bowing her head. I see Anil blessing her and muttering something in her ear. Holy, I managed to hear. The Swami makes a gesture. You also bring something to have blessed? Now these are... I don't think these stack at all. This has got prestige. It's already got quite a lot of monthly prestige. Let's do it anyway. Oh, no. It did increase. Wow, it just goes up and up. Wow. Yeah, every time you bless it, it gets a new one. I should just looked at the list. I didn't realize that's what that was at the bottom, was just the list of the things that it's been times it's been blessed. Oh, there's a lot of piety coming off of that branch there. Espionage deviancy. We have figured out that this guy is a deviant. Okay, now, we are not obsessed with that murder like our father was. We know that it was important and a significant event in our family history, but we also think that enough has been done and that there probably is no evidence there to be found. So we're just gonna switch him to disrupting schemes to keep us safe against all the people who probably want us dead right now. And let's see. Looking at factions, there's an independent faction with 2 members. Okay, and there is a Liberty faction. None of these people really feel like they're going to be a problem, so we're not going to worry about them right now. Oh, we have another daughter. She is quick, which is great. I think we want to name her Kalamadivi. Alright, as I wander through the stalls of the market, avoiding as many local foods as I can, waves of people trying to drag me to their houses. I love how it's local foods, even though this is literally inside a territory that's both culturally and religiously exactly the same as me. That's fine. Come and buy a true relic for a price that would make Lakshmi laugh for decades, the statue of Jagannath. Okay, this is furniture. We actually don't have a furniture piece. Different faith opinions, some more piety. The 75% chance that he accepts, but it's so cheap. It's just so cheap. No, we're not going to bargain over this. It's just such a cheap thing. It's just like a nice little statue to put up in our house. Oh, our daughter is sick. Kalamadivi, you're ill. Well, hopefully she's well cared for by the doctor who is actually with me right now. That's fine, he'll come home soon. We now have another statue. Hey, look at that. We look at our court grandeur, it's going to push to 100, which is good. We're at 88, but we're going to get back to the point where we're getting learning per fame level real soon. Things seem to be stabilizing. Pilgrimage, may I interest you? Okay, during our pilgrimage to a store, I can't help it. Okay, now, here's the thing. This is a lot of money. We are zealous, we are pious, but we're not going to give up this opportunity. That would be foolish. Our wife is basically going to be like, yeah, I know, you're trying to be pious and everything, and you're doing a good job. Look, you've already done pretty good, especially for your first pilgrimage. But don't pass this up. You'll be in debt for like a week, and then you'll be way out of debt as soon as you get home, and you could use that money for all the kinds of things you like. You know, all the kinds of things you like. We really have to do our court, because it's been a long time since we've done it, and we need a lot of positions fixed up. Astor, it has been an honor. We are now known for our dedication to our faith, which is great. That puts us at Devoted Servant, and we're well on our way to Paragon of Virtue. Pretty sure, yeah, that gives us diplomacy. So it has been an honor. Astor, yes, we will head home, finish our pilgrimage, take our little side trip in to our neighbor's territory. Okay, so we have finished hoarding, so let's take a look in here at what we could do next. We got knighthood on its way. It's going to pop in 4 years without any help. We could do men-at-arms, which will help us to make up for the number, for the overages on our... I think we're going to do men-at-arms. I think we're going to do men-at-arms, and then we'll do windmills for the mine and the additional building slot. I think that's what we're going to do. Feels right. So we've got another learning perk. Plant cultivation is a great trait, but I think for us, I think we do open-minded. Right? The thing that made Kalaza's reign so special, the man that we believe we are the reincarnation of, is that Kalaza wanted to bring people together religiously and culturally. Yes, he definitely was focused on conquest, but he always imagined that the people under him, after they were conquered, would be better off. Gains me stress because I'm a wise man. That's weird. That's like the opposite of what it's been in the past. Huh. I want to know because I'm paranoid. I really want to know. But I'm broke. But I really want to know. Good omen! Ah, good omen. Very nice. Well, I would like to get an alliance with this guy again, but I don't think I have any way to do that. His son and heir could marry my daughter here. He would accept that. I think that would be a good match, just to maintain this traditional alliance that we have in the south. So let's do that. It's going to be a big problem if we decide to go south as this alliance. But I mean, there is all of this. Ooh, 25 glory. Very nice. Excellent. So the alliance is reestablished. This guy wants to be our architect. Take one of his drawings, but I don't think we have any use for it. We don't want to invite him to our court because we are paranoid. So I think we're just going to tell him, that's nice, keep up the good work. We don't want to add him to our court. Nope, not at all. It is good to be home. Yes, it is good to be home. Now that we are home, of course, our older wife is now pregnant, which we suspected might happen. You know? Oh, we don't have any money. Of course we don't have any money. What are all these things? Hold mystical communion, yes. Of course we'll do that. Hold court, which we will do after. Work off some stress. We have none. So let's hold our mystical communion, get our money. Oh, we are now ill. We will take the coin, of course. We were going to spend money to immediately repair this. In fact, we're going to repair all of our precious artifacts that need repairing. Oh, wow. That's expensive. It's a lot of money we've had to put into repairing all these artifacts. Holy! Well, that's fine. It's gotta happen. Okay, that's all good. Basically spent all of our money on repairing artifacts. That's fine. It's fine, I say, without believing it in the least bit. Let's increase the size of these horsemen. Do no more than is necessary. A little brighter. That's good. Not like we won't be fine anyway. And we should pick our personal deity now. Our Bhakti. Let's contemplate. So, purity and atonement. Learning and art. Destruction of evil. Wealth and justice. I think destruction of evil. I think we are a Kali man, to be honest. That settles that question. Okay, what else do we got up here? Work off some stress, hold court. So we're gonna hold court for the very first time. In order to be a successful ruler, I must actually rule on the various dilemmas and situations which arise within my sphere of influence. You see? Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, some lining up in front of my throne, while others move out of the way so they can simply observe the proceedings. Gesture for the first in line to approach. Maharaja Purohit Anil steps forward solemnly. My lord, Vaishnavite pilgrims flock to Astor's grand temple to be closer to the Supreme One. There's an agreement that such an important temple should be wholly administered by the Brahmins rather than the laymen. Pass this land into his care for the good of the faith. Do the Vedas require this? I'm gonna ask my wife for support here on this one. I'm gonna say, darling, do you think this guy is full of it? Do you think he's full of it? Because I think he's full of it. And she says he's absolutely full of it. And I prove myself right. with my wife's assistance because she is amazing. Thank you, dearest wife. Thank you, Sayamadivi. Thank you very much. Now please go back to managing the various domains because I cannot do it alone. All right. As soon as it is his turn to speak, the agitated man in front of you screams, "The end is nigh." Salvation must be. So this guy is basically saying everything's going to be destroyed. This is making him my court chaplain. He's an idiot. I could burden the heretic, which seems a little extreme, but gains me piety. Seems to be what the gods want, to be honest, so let's burden the heretic. The whole throne room falls silent as my cousin Masamanta Dapati Abhimeu enters triumphantly, followed by two struggling servants who are dragging a chained hyena. Ooh, I really need a new carpet. Do I not already own the statue? I don't know. I could use a new carpet, and I'd love it if we got the pelt. We gained the hyena hide. Hopefully it's a small hyena hide. I just realized it could be large. If it's large, that could be... It's not, it's a small hyena hide. Perfect! Man-eating hyena hide. You just stick right up there on the wall. Remind everybody of how prestigious we are. We've actually filled all of our slots. I mean, they're not perfectly filled. This statue here is pretty cool, but not, you know, that great. I guess it's this okay statue, right? Right, yeah. We also have this statue over here, which we've had for a long time. Again, it's just a fine statue. We have our book. We have our branch, which is basically just producing enormous amounts of religious significance for our court. +1 learning per level of devotion. This is probably half the reason why we're as smart as we are. We got this this battle axe here, this magnificent gauntlet, this regalia that was taken by our grandfather from one of his fallen foes. There's a tiny, elegant inscription that runs on the side. Allah is my strength. Cool. Glad that worked out for you. Oh, and of course we have our throne. We haven't even looked at how great our throne is. Look at our throne. What a wonderful throne. It's not that great, but it is good enough. It reminds people that we have the right to be the king. And we're having a pretty stable entry into our dominance compared to our father, truth be told. Our father had a lot of trouble at this point, and we aren't having so much. I think once we stop being ill, we're going to go on some kind of hunt. Just as a good start. We're so young. We have so much time ahead of us. There's so much we can do. We also want to probably see if there's any, like, claims that we could grab. He has a useful kingdom claim. What kingdom is that? Bengali. But I don't really want to take it if I can't get a border on it. Let's see. Who's got claims down here? Somebody in our court has a claim to the entire kingdom. You are an old man. Is it pressed? It ain't. So that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, that's just not gonna happen. We have a de jure county in there. We have this de jure duchy that we could take. Kind of feels like taking this de jure duchy might be a good idea. Sadly, this guy is old and not likely to live long enough for us to take the kingdom because we will not get the prestige in time. So that's that. What else do we got down here? What about this place? What about you, old lady? Let's see. Who has claims on you? This is your mother's territory, kid. We're not doing that. And he has a claim for just like this. We don't have any viable claims there either. We really can't do this war either because I don't have the prestige for it. Well, I do actually. Strangely, this is easier. I think it's because she's a woman? No, he's not a woman. So why is this so much more expensive? I mean, he can convert to my religion. Go to his wife. Can't do it through his wife? Oh, that would be cheesy anyway. If he converts to my religion, I could probably make his claim for him. It's just as simple as that. It's just like, convert and I can do your claim for you. If you don't convert, then it's not going to be able to happen. Alright. Well, it was worth a shot. You're going to die not being a king then. That's as simple as that. He now speaks Kashmiri, which is appropriate, I think. We also probably have claims up here. Let's see what kind of claims we have against her. We have a bunch of de jure counties. Multiple de jure duchies. We just want to do this war now? We are, this is who we are, right? We don't want to pretend to be what we're not. I'm gonna... Now, her military isn't that strong. I don't want to call my ally in because he's too expensive. Right, like... So expensive. I need my prestige for other things. So we're gonna raise up some people here. How big is her total military force? 8,000? Okay. I'm gonna raise all my men-at-arms here. And then I'm also going to raise the levies. And we're gonna watch the levies. Once we get this whole... That's probably enough. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna stop them growing. And then we're gonna go up this way, and then we're gonna form another army over here. Actually on the border of the territory we're gonna take. And we're gonna use it for doing sieges down in here. We can speed this up a bit. Secret exposed. My vassal Masamanta Nigurta has a... Now, I am zealous is the thing, but it's... Religiously speaking, we don't actually care about that stuff very much, if I remember correctly. Let's actually look at our faith so we can get an idea of what zealous means to us. First of all, it means pursuing knowledge because we're esoteric. It means having a strong mix between Islam and our faith, which is, I would say, just a strong symbolizer of the fact that we're generally open to other faiths. And we have the Bhakti, which is basically we venerate the gods. Because we're venerating Kali, that does mean that we're going to be a little bit warmongery, especially against people whose faiths we consider dangerous. We don't consider Muslims as a whole to be dangerous, but there are some dangerous Muslims, particularly the ones that have extraordinarily warmongery traits. Adultery is shunned, but not accepted. Same-sex relations are accepted. Witchcraft is accepted. Deviancy is shunned, but not criminal. So we would prefer people, yeah, so we've been playing that pretty right. We would prefer people didn't do that because it'll do great harm to their lives, but we don't actually think that it's something we would interfere with. It certainly doesn't fit the idea of us being... Like, our personal zealotry doesn't require us to do anything about that. Our counselor died of old age. I don't know if I want to attack him with this army, because it's not very good. It does have a good commander, though. If we could attack them in the right spot, it could definitely be helpful. I don't want to pull these guys all the way across either, but I would like to prevent any unnecessary sieges. Well, let's see how it goes. A new martial lifestyle perk. Never back down. Friendly fatal casualties. Yeah, it's good. We could also do this because it's just always good. And we're gonna do this because it helps our goals pursue faster, even though we are trying to get gallant. I think a little bit of a shift in focus here wouldn't be a bad idea. Is that a real siege, or are you just wandering about? We've taken a prisoner here. It's going to continue our sieges. Who is this? Very important prisoner. Who is the actual prisoner that is causing this? We captured her heir. Okay. Good. Scheme at court. Somebody's trying to murder one of my old acclaimed knights. That's not cool. I have a son. He is quick. Someday we'll probably try to find a kingdom for him as well. As has been the tradition of making all sons kings. We will maintain that position. There are still some there's still some unpurchased kingdoms in the territory. Oh, our wife is pregnant again. All right, so I will show honor to your vows and your show of deference. Thank you very much. We got some AI confusion up here. They're not sure if they want to siege, if they want to come back and attack. I think they can win this. And that's what's causing them to, like, become confused. All right, so we have increased the blacksmiths there. That was a project our father invested in before he died. Yes, this is Masamata Dapati Pawan. This is our brother, our actual full brother. If we look, we can see our two full brothers, and then the boy from the roadside affair, who is the King of Tseng. Yes, come in. Of course I honor your vows, my brother. Of course I do. I'm gonna fall back to the border. Actually, I'm gonna fight them. You, though, we will fall back to the border. We have another son. He is a genius. Who can we name him after in the dynasty? There's been enough Harsas. We'll name him after our grandfather, Girdahari. That's a good name. So we have won this war, and we will enforce our demands. So be it. We will now disband all of our troops. Should put us into a position where we can get things back underway quite quick. Looking at what we've got here, we now hold all this territory that we didn't want to hold any of. We're in debt, but not for long. Let's see who we can ransom. That will solve our debt immediately. And we want to find people to rule here. So let's just do this. We want to go in here. Let's see that this is Nangchos. It is a Buddhist faith. I believe it's this one. Yes. We want to make sure that this is not ruler, not Hindu. That's cool. Do you have a child? You're a little bit older, but you could probably do fine. I'll grant this. I don't know if I want to grant all of it to you. It might be a little much. But I will give you... Actually, we'll start with this one. Give you that. Yeah, this guy also likes us reasonably well. We're not matching cultures, we're matching religions, as a rule. They can change to the local culture if that's better for them. That's just basically how we're going to handle it. We're going to match religions instead of cultures. Okay, what is this? Invitation to a feast. It may not arrive in time. We'll miss it. Just barely. But if we take mercenaries, will we miss it? We'll make it a month early if we take mercenaries. I think we take the shot. I think we do it. Let's go. Oh, wait. We should, though, probably try to pick up some spots on the way home. There we go. Perfect. We got one dangerous spot, but I don't think we would care about that, even in the least. I don't think we... Not even a little. In 1 month, we will basically be out of debt, which is fine. We still haven't done our marrying. Okay, we gotta do this. Fine. Hit this, make sure we're on real pause, and then we gotta do this, all this marrying. So we're looking for adult, marital status, unmarried. Let's go. Okay, we have solved that problem of marriages, and I just realized we've been at this episode a really long time, so I think we're gonna call this an end, and we will do the journey next time. We are in debt still. That's not cool. So we have to change what our man is doing. He needs to fix this as quickly as possible. And with that, we're going to end this episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you the next time we are here in Lohara with Samrat Somnath. His hope is to prove himself to be the reincarnation of Kalaza, both Kalaza's dream and Kalaza's self. Goodbye for now.